Good evening, welcome to another episode of Hayden B Grilling. Now tonight we're gonna make some flat iron steak pinwheels. I've never grilled a flat iron steak. I've never made a pinwheel, so we're gonna do this together. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and chop up the ingredients and make our chimichurri sauce. Now the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up as finely as we can one shallot. All right, now that I got that chopped up the best I can, we're gonna put that into a bowl. We're gonna chop up one jalapeno. Now the recipe I found for chimichurri sauce said one Fresno chili or one red jalapeno. Walmart again didn't have either of those, so we're going with a regular jalapeno. All right, we got our peppers diced up. Now as always, when you're dealing with fresh peppers, anytime you're handling them and cutting them up, be sure as soon as you're done wash your hands, especially before scratching your eyes or going to the bathroom. All right, next thing we're gonna add into our bowl, it calls for 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, but I've got this minced garlic here, so I'm just gonna add me a teaspoon of garlic in there. Add me just a dash of salt. The recipe I found calls for half a cup of red wine vinegar. Last time I went that full amount and it was a little bit too vinegary tasting for me, so I'm going about a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. Now that we have those ingredients in the bowl, we're just gonna take a fork and just kind of stir those around together, let everything get good and mixed in and blended together. Got it good and mixed, we're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes. While our ingredients are sitting in the bowl for 10 minutes, I'm gonna take advantage of this time and go ahead and cut up my cilantro. We've got our cilantro diced up. We're gonna come back and do the same thing with some parsley. All righty, my timer just went off, so we're gonna add that cilantro into there. Add that parsley. Now the recipe I found called for a 1/4 cup of parsley. I know that's not a 1/4 cup, but I'm more of a fan of cilantro than I am of parsley. Our last ingredient, the recipe called for 3/4 cup extra virgin olive oil. I'm only doing about a 1/4, but we're gonna pour that in to the mix, and then we're just gonna whisk it all in, get everything good and coated with that olive oil. I forgot to mention it, but we were supposed to, I did add 2 tablespoons of oregano, so that goes into the mix when you add your cilantro and your parsley. All right, folks, so now we got 2 of these flat iron steaks. I've never made a flat iron steak before. Barbecue or Grill Master Barbecue Supply and Seasoning had them on sale a couple weeks ago, and I said, man, I've got to try them. So what we're gonna attempt to do is we're gonna fillet these down the side here. I want it to end up looking something like that. Now, like I said before, folks, I'm not a butcher, I'm not a chef, so just run your knife along the side of it there. You're just gonna cut that into the meat and just layer open. All right, now we got them filleted out. Take some non-stick paper. Hell, I've seen folks use the cellophane, but we're gonna put that on top of the steak. We're just gonna beat it and flatten it down a little bit. We got these beat down pretty thin. I don't know if they're thin enough, too thin, or what, but we're about to find out. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some provolone cheese, just kind of lay it on the flat iron steak there, about like so. Now, on one of these, I'm not gonna do both of them because I'm kind of curious, but on one of these, I'm gonna come back with that chimichurri sauce. Just gonna kind of pour it in here. And spread it around. I pulled my cheese off of this one here real quick. I'm gonna season this flat iron with Granny Moore's Good Rub. And I'm gonna put my cheese back on the top. But I just wanted to, this one's got my seasoning on it. This one's got chimichurri on it. Now, folks, and I'm normally not this guy, all right? But we're gonna take some spinach leaves. We're just gonna kind of spread it throughout here on both of them. Spread it like so. Now here's gonna come the fun part. All right, so now we got everything taken care of. We're just gonna roll this dude up into a nice little roll like so. Now that we've got them on here, or rolled up, we've got our butcher twine. I'm gonna take my butcher twine here and just center down. And it's up to you how far apart you want your butcher twine. This one rolled pretty good. I'm a little worried about this one just because it's gonna be a lot thicker, it's got more stuff in it, but we're gonna roll it the best that we can here. All right, about like so. So I got my skewers running through. I'm gonna come back and cut these down to where there's not so much sticking out. Now that we got it tied, we'll come back and cut it right down the middle like so. All right. And that right there is what she's looking like on the inside, all rolled in together. All right, I got all of these cut. I was a little worried about this side. As you can see, that's how she's looking, all nice and stuffed in together. Now, I went ahead and fired up my grill. We're looking for that 350-degree mark. All right, so our grill is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and raise the lid. Now, the ones I'm putting on first, or initially, these are the ones that did not have the chimichurri sauce in them. This is just straight flat iron steak and cheese and spinach. Put them right there. Now, something that just dawned on me that I'm a little bit nervous about is that I put that olive oil on these things on a gas grill. This may have been one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. We very well may have some serious flare-ups, I don't know. But we're gonna put them on there for 4 minutes. Now, I went with 4 minutes because the original recipe I found for this idea, it was with a flank steak, and it was a little bit thicker steak. So with that being said, using this flat iron steak, it's thinner cut, I'm going with 4 minutes per side. And then when we check it here in about 3 minutes, we'll see if that was a good call or not. All right, here we go with that first look. Okay, they're looking pretty good. Our cheese is getting good and gooey. All right, so we just got them all good and flipped. So I'm gonna give it another 4 minutes. Things are looking and smelling delicious. We're gonna get them on a tray so that way we can take a better look at them. All righty, folks, so y'all can take a look there. Some of them got a little more charred because that's where the grease was kind of dripping down and flaring up, but things are looking good. All right, I don't know. We're gonna cut into this one right here. Now, this one here is just the flat iron steak with provolone cheese and spinach. You can see it's got a good coloring to it. It's not undercooked, it's not overcooked. There we go. I was worried about that. Give it that all important taste test. Flat iron steak is so tender that I really kind of wish I'd have just cooked it straight. Very good cut of meat. Never had one before, but then you throw in that provolone cheese and that chimichurri sauce, folks. That is very, very good. And then with the other one that we just put the good rub on, the provolone and the spinach, again, very good cut of steak. Very good little meal. I know this wasn't longer than I normally do during the weeknights, but you know, we didn't have to rush off to dance when we got home tonight. So we took our time and, you know, made it something took a little more time. But y'all please let me know what you think of the video. Y'all please like, subscribe, and please try some Pinwheels.